Your mind can haunt you more than reality ever will. Zen story, Taming the Restless Spirit. What if something terrible happens again? What if the people who dislike me are secretly trying to hurt me? Why does my mind keep replaying the same fear? And slowly, the mind begins creating ghosts. Not always supernatural ghosts, but psychological ones. Regret, guilt, fear, obsession, memories that continue haunting a person long after the moment itself has passed. Imagine this. Long ago in Japan, a young woman fell terribly ill. As she lay dying beside her husband, she held his hand tightly and whispered, "I love you deeply. I do not want to leave you, but promise me, you will never love another woman after I am gone." Then softly she added, "If you do, I will return as a ghost and trouble you endlessly." Soon after, the young wife passed away. The husband mourned her deeply. For months, he honored her final wish. He lived alone quietly, but over time, life slowly continued moving forward. And eventually, he met another woman, kind, gentle, warm-hearted. Slowly, love returned to his life again. Months later, they became engaged to marry. And that very night, something strange happened. As darkness filled the room, the ghost of his former wife appeared beside him, pale, silent, watching him. The man froze in terror, and the ghost spoke angrily, "You broke your promise." Night after night, the ghost returned. And what frightened the man most was not merely her appearance, it was what she seemed to know. Every conversation with his new fiancée, every gift he gave her, the ghost described them all perfectly. The man became exhausted with fear, unable to sleep, unable to think peacefully. His mind slowly became consumed by anxiety. And perhaps this is how many humans suffer today. A painful memory happens once, but the mind revisits it thousands of times. Someone makes one mistake years ago, yet continues punishing themselves internally every night. Some people leave toxic relationships, but emotionally remain trapped inside them for years afterward. Some continue fearing betrayal, even when nobody is currently hurting them. The body leaves the past, but the mind keeps haunting itself with it. Eventually, someone advised the man to visit a Zen master living near the village. Desperate for peace, he finally went. After listening quietly to the entire story, the old master smiled gently and said, "This ghost seems very intelligent. She knows everything you do. Perhaps you should admire such wisdom." The frightened man looked confused. Then the master continued, "The next time the ghost appears, ask her one question. If she truly knows everything, she will answer it easily." The man leaned forward anxiously. "What question should I ask?" The old master picked up a handful of soybeans from beside him, then softly replied, "Hold a handful of beans hidden inside your hand, and ask the ghost exactly how many beans you are holding." The next night, the ghost appeared once more beside the man. Cold wind moved softly through the dark room. The man's heart pounded violently, but this time he remembered the master's words. So he looked at the ghost and said, "You truly know everything." The ghost smiled proudly. "Of course I do. I even know you visited the Zen master today." The man slowly tightened his hand around the hidden soybeans, then calmly asked, "If you know everything, tell me exactly how many beans I hold in this hand." And suddenly, the room became silent. The ghost vanished instantly, never to return again. And maybe the real ghost was never his wife at all. Maybe It was his own restless mind, which created the ghost, because the human mind can become terrifyingly convincing when filled with fear. Anxiety begins creating stories. Obsessions begin creating certainty. The mind starts believing every fearful thought completely. What if I fail again? What if nobody truly loves me? What if something terrible happens? And over time, those thoughts begin feeling more real than reality itself. This is why awareness matters so deeply. Not every thought deserves belief. Not every fear deserves obedience. And not every ghost inside the mind is real. Sometimes the mind simply becomes trapped inside repetition. Fear feeding fear. Thought feeding thought. Until imagination itself becomes suffering. This does not mean humans should suppress emotion. Pain is real. Grief is real. Loneliness is real. But awareness helps us distinguish between what is truly happening and what the restless mind keeps inventing endlessly. And slowly, peace returns when awareness interrupts the mental haunting. Sometimes healing begins very simply. Talking honestly with someone trusted. Writing fears into a journal instead of carrying them silently. Drinking tea slowly. Watching rain completely without judgment. Breathing deeply when anxiety begins spiraling. Allowing thoughts to pass without immediately believing every one of them. Because a peaceful mind is not a mind without thoughts. It is a mind that no longer becomes possessed by them. The man believed a ghost was haunting him, but in the end, it was fear itself that had taken form inside his mind. And maybe many humans today are haunted not by reality, but by the stories their restless minds keep whispering in the dark. Stop scrolling. Start living.